The Observer's Calendar for March 2026 on episode 524 of the Actual Astronomy Podcast. I'm Chris, and joining me is Shane. We are amateur astronomers who love looking up the night sky, and this podcast is for everybody who enjoys going out under the stars. So we are getting into March, Shane, if you can believe it.
Yeah, it's, flying by. In fact, my wife and I were talking about winter last night, and, December, January are kind of the hard months to get through here. And then I feel like once you get past that, you blink a few times and it's spring. So we're getting close. This recent blast of warm weather has been quite enjoyable. It looks like we're getting back to seasonal temperatures, which would mean, I don't know, daytime highs of -10 to -15 probably. And some snow. So winter's not over yet, but
Yeah.
you can start to see the finish line.
Yeah, it is. It has been a nice about 2 week reprieve from what we consider a real hardcore winter here, and it was like -40 something, and then we've had daytime highs above the melting point just about every day here for about 2 weeks almost.
Yeah, a lot of the snow has disappeared. Like, there's still snow, but yeah, we lost a lot of it, which is kind of nice. There's always the risk of spring flooding, so a gradual melt is always preferred.
Yeah, yeah, but still a little bit more snow out here in the valley. So we're
Mm.
uh, we're losing it. We lost enough. Our the keys that had gone missing finally made it to the surface. So those have been retrieved. So that's been good. And then there's enough melt around that you can kind of start to navigate your way around a little bit easier. But I bet you there's still 18 inches of snow over most of the little tiny front yard we have here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, probably another cool down here for a couple weeks, and then hopefully that next warm up will sort of do the trick because we'll be getting into some longer nights, and I mean, or longer days, sadly, shorter nights. But I think the real tough part about the past couple months uh, before the warm up was just how cloudy it was because it was just pretty much cloudy every day except for the absolute extreme coldest days, I think.
Yeah, and we had some clear daytime hours, but then it seemed to cloud up every night. So just really difficult to do any nighttime observing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even when it was, I mean, there was some sun, but I wouldn't really say it was. It's clear. It was clear, like it's sort of clear now, where you would necessarily
Mhm.
wouldn't go observing. And anyway, yeah, that was kind of a rough time. So hopefully, yeah, the next 2 weeks will be the last blast of winter, and we'll be back to it. Let's see. Just start with a comment here. I'm going to mix things up. I put a comment here at the start of the podcast, Shane, because it is visible towards the end of Feb, and I'm not sure how bright this one is going to get, but it's in the sixth to seventh magnitude range, apparently,
Oh, wow.
coming up here in a couple weeks. So this is Comet C slash 2024 E1 uh, Wierzchos, Wierzchos, and by the end of Feb, it's going to be in about the mid sixth magnitude, and then start of March, it's going to be in the seventh magnitude. So depending on when this comes out, we can possibly look forward to that. It's a little bit far down. It's going to be cutting through sort of I think Canis Major kind of area if I'm reading my chart correctly. No, sorry, Cetus, but
Mhm.
it is very far into the southwest here in the coming up in the evening sky. And it kind of rises out of the southwest and then cuts across Fornax. For us, it's going to be real low. But if you're much further south, if you're getting into the southern U.S. states where we have lots of listeners, and California and Arizona and over into Florida, I mean, it could be pretty good here over the next month.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good call out. Definitely would love to hear anybody's observing reports of this one, just to see how it
Mm,
looks through a telescope.
yeah,
Because I'm
I'll
not
try
sure
to.
I'll be able to observe it, but I like to live vicariously through others.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'll be able to get it when it gets to about seventh magnitude, but into the new moon period in March. But yeah, it's pretty low there for a while, so it's going to be below the wall of my observatory.
Mhm.
March 1st, we got Struve 1183 in Monoceros, which is a beautiful, colorful double star there, well placed in the evening sky for folks that are hunting down some of these double stars. Shane?
Yeah, I've looked at that one. It's quite beautiful. Anytime you get color and stars, it really, in my mind, just makes the system a lot more enjoyable and kind of almost makes it like a must-see target too, because a lot of these doubles are two white stars, which I still enjoy, but the colorful ones just add a whole nother element.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, lost my notes there for a second. Regulus and the Moon pair up on March 2nd, but for us, they stay pretty far apart. I think for some folks further east, if you're sort of on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. and Canada, you're looking at about a half a degree between Regulus and the Moon, and that's a very, very nice pairing. But for us, it's like 7 degrees apart, so no joy there.
Hmm.
Where we do get some joy is on the early morning hours of Tuesday, March 3rd. That's when we have our full moon and also a lunar eclipse for Western North America. 5:30 a.m.-ish here, Shane, for the peak of that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you waking up early for that, Chris?
I think I shall. I think I'll be out here and I think I'll try running. Hopefully by March 3rd, we're into some warmer weather.
Hmm.
And yeah, I really enjoy looking at lunar eclipses and should sure would like to look at one through my 7-inch refractor. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, they're always interesting just to see how red the moon gets while eclipsed. Um, yeah, they're a neat event.
Yeah, Tuesdays are busy at work, so that could be a rough day.
Mm.
So we'll see. I might need to take an hour off at the start and end a day or something like that.
Hmm.
So at some point I'm gonna have to because I switched jobs there about well last year. I mean, it's been almost a year now, but at some point I got to tell my boss why I take all these weird hours. She's like, "Why do you want to take like an hour off in the morning and an hour off in the afternoon kind of thing?" I'm like, makes a lot more sense if you know that I'm running around at night trying to do all this stuff. All right.
Life of an
Uh,
astronomer.
I know it can be so strange.
Yep.
Five Links is another colorful double star up there in the zenith on these crisp late winter evenings. Shane, not sure. Have you ever seen that one? I mean, I've hardly ever observed in Links. There's a few things, isn't there? Like I can't remember, like the Intergalactic Wanderer or something up there in Links
Hmm.
or something like that.
I don't know. While you're like you can keep going here, and what I'm going to do is just pull up the RASC double star observing list to see if it's on Blake's list. If I
It
have
should be,
observed it, it would have been through there, I think. So
yeah, it should be. I think that's where Marie was pulling most of these from. As we get into the new moon on the first, sort of as the moon wanes during the first week of March, you can start to see that zodiacal light visible in the western sky as it's getting dark. And what that looks like is a sort of pyramid on a bit of an angle, depending on your latitude, and then tends to point kind of sort of towards the Pleiades and really it almost looks like light pollution, but it's not light pollution. What you're looking at is interplanetary dust that's spread throughout our solar system, and they found that much of that has come from the planet Mars.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty neat.
On
Look,
March, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like that Lynx 5 is not on Blake's list.
Hmm.
He has
Well, I wonder.
three stars from Lynx, 19 Lynx, Alpha Lynx, and then HD 75353.
Hmm.
So I don't, unless that HD one also is Lynx 5.
It could be. I find like
Yeah.
with I got to chat with Marie about her list. and see, because sometimes she's using Struve numbers and sometimes she's using other numbers. I think we should try to harmonize it. I don't know what the word is, but you get them all pulling the same way. Because one time she refers to something as iota, but anyway, and then five, and then we're talking about Struves, and it gets a little bit confusing, but people can follow along. Hey, March 7th, we got the brightest long period variable star Mira at its maximum over in Cetus.
Interesting.
What is the period of Mira anyway?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna
If
look
there's
that up here.
there's a gap in my observing, it definitely is variable stars. I've looked at them kind of briefly when one, is getting quite bright, but I've never really gone back and, I've watched a variable go through its cycle of brightening and then losing some of that luminance.
Yeah, so Mira, which is also Omicron Ceti, and that's in the southwestern sky. You'll need a star chart or something or planetarium software to see that. And I'm always thinking most people are going to be using planetarium software of some sort by now, Shane. They can just look it up. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's got a period of 332 days. And it's the prototype, oddly enough, of Mira variable type stars. And it varies between magnitude 2, so pretty bright, visible from the city, and a minimum of a little bit fainter than 10th magnitude. So something that you would definitely need binoculars or a little telescope to actually be able to hunt down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh. So there's one for you. What's next? Carbon star Y Hydra or Y Hydrae is at its best on the 7th as well, and that's right at the meridian. Not very high. Looks like it's about maybe 12 or 15 degrees up for us here, Shane, but um, still should be quite visible. I really like those carbon stars. I got to try hunting down some more of these. Again, I've hunted down quite a few of them in the past, and they're always really nice to see. And one of the reasons why I was excited when Marie decided to put these in the calendar was that uh, I'd be able to kind of know when they were going to be at their brightest and best because that's always been my problem with them. Great. So I'm out observing on this particular night or that particular night, but when are the nights to go and take a look at these carbon stars? Because when you catch them when they're well visible, they're awesome. But
Hmm.
otherwise, you kind of just sort of they look just like a background star, basically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
March 8th, we have daylight savings time beginning at 3 a.m. For those who celebrate it, we do not here.
No, and I love that.
I
It's
love it too.
you don't have to change your clocks. You don't have to, either show up to work early or late, depending on, what part of the year you're changing. So yeah, I do appreciate that.
Oh, and let me tell you, and you've always grown. I mean, have they
Yeah.
always not had it here?
Yeah, correct. I've never really experienced the other side to know the true pain.
It's terrible. It's like, yeah, taking a flight but not getting any enjoyment and having to go to work that next day. It just doesn't even make any sense in this day and age. And the weird part is that they always like blame it on the farmers. And
Mm.
then, like, could there be a more farming centric place than Saskatchewan, Canada? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
So that doesn't hold water. And yeah, I remember that first year we lived here, not having to do that. And I don't know. It's just such a relief. And also, I don't know whether it's our longitude or what, it just seems to work pretty good here not to have to do it.
Hmm.
Um, and then a few years after we moved here, we went up to Edmonton around the solstice, summer solstice, and it just never got dark. And I was like, this is horrible. It
Hmm.
was like full on pretty much daylight until like 11 or midnight. It was just, it just threw me right out of whack. So I was really glad that we don't spring ahead here in spring. It would just be terrible, I think. It'd be so rough to try to observe.
Yes, agreed.
March 9th and really for the month. And last month I took the Messiers out of the calendar, and then this month I thought, I'm going to put them back in because maybe not everybody's as keen to listen to our our series that we have going on the Messiers. And then some of these are slightly in a slightly different order than in our Messier month that we've been doing each month for the past couple months and hope to do for the rest of the year. But M67 and M44 are well placed in March up in Cancer for those who want to go and take a look.
Mm-hmm.
These are two of my favorite open clusters, Shane. I mean, they are very bright. M44, Praesep or the Manger, I think that was one of like the OG deep sky objects. I think it was listed in Ptolemy's Almagest and in an ancient Greek or Roman didactic poem. I mean, it goes way back. I think Aristotle wrote about it. And then M67 is quite a bit fainter, so you can't see it with the eye. Of course, all those folks who were looking at it way back when were looking before the telescope, but M67 is just below it up in Cancer. But still, they look remarkable in binoculars. I think two of the great binocular open clusters in the night sky, and especially at this time of year when it can be hard to get the telescope out if there's snow on your ground or ice or mud, like we have and we'll probably have here around that time. Those are great objects to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've sketched those naked eye, binoculars, and telescope. I don't know where the
Okay.
sketches are, but March 10th, Antares is zero point 0.7 degrees north of the moon, and we get this when it's in the morning sky. With my software, it didn't look like it was as close as zero point 0.7. It looked like it was like about a degree and a half at its closest. But regardless, I think catching that one in the morning sky on the 10th would be quite lovely. Again, I think that is a Tuesday morning. So for those that are able to get up and get out in the early morning hours with your binoculars, that would be a great sight.
Yeah, I love the color contrast. You know, you have the icy gray moon and then
Mm.
red Antares, nice and close.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why we highlight when the moon is going by stars because just as you said, Shane, when you have that contrast between those dark grayish colors, black colors even of the moon, then a star that's very bright nearby, the colors in that star are well contrasted in a very, very surprising way. If you look at the star without the contrast of the moon nearby, sometimes those colors can be quite subtle.
Hmm.
But when you do look at them together like that in binoculars or a small telescope, those colors just pop. Like it really is quite
Yeah.
unbelievable. Eh?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. You really need like something to compare and contrast this to really make it more vibrant, and that's why double stars, when you have two stars that are different colored, it really becomes more noticeable. And yeah, anytime you have close pairings like that, it's a fun observation.
Yeah. And March 11th, we have the last quarter moon, and that's when it's sort of around the midnight hour, once the moon, is past that last quarter. Um, for the next 2 weeks, you'll have the opportunity to see the Gegenschein high in the south at midnight. It's not overhead; it's just very high in the south, which is a bright spot. It's the anti-solar point, so. It's I believe what it is that it's like the sun kind of coming around the earth and then hitting the point in the sky opposite it. Two shadows are also visible on Jupiter. I put the 11th and 12th. It's below our horizon here, so it's going to vary depending on your location. But we don't get it here. These shadow transits are below the horizon for us, sadly.
Mhm.
NGC 2683 is a nice galaxy that's well placed. So that evening, if you want to go out and take a look at a really bright NGC galaxy, that would be nice in a telescope.
Yeah, for sure.
And then another one that's also visible nearby is NGC 2775. They're not in the same field of view. They're sort of on opposite sides of Cancer, but you could sort of almost make a night of some of the observing we've got sketched out for you here. Show notes will be on the website, I hope.
100%. Yep, actualastronomy.com. We will have all of these details posted there.
Ad free, license free. You can do what you want with them, folks.
There you go.
Mm. March 12th, we have the Lunar X Curtis X visible.
Ah,
So people can try to take a look at that. Now they're one of those they're like a bit of a it's not an illusion. It's just the way that the light gets cast upon certain craters, and when the angle is right between the Earth and the moon and the sun, then you can see these X-type features. But really what you're seeing is just a crater or two that have the right angle of the sun on them, and it appears to be an X from our vantage point here on Earth.
hmm.
Mid-March, M93 there down in Puppis is also well placed, just sort of, I think it's just over the Canis Major Puppis border, but that's such a beautiful open cluster. I forgot to look at it the other night when I was just out with my binoculars, but had meant to. Quite lovely. And also around mid-month, M46 and M47, they are well placed on the meridian as it's just after it gets dark. So again, a couple well-placed Messiers in northern Puppis.
Hmm.
So this comet, 29P Schwarzmann Watchman, I see it coming up as magnitude 15, which is really too faint to see with most telescopes, Shane. But I think there's a chance this one could brighten as it's coming up into our morning sky.
Okay.
So I put
What
a
is the
finder for that.
forecast
Well, I don't know exactly what the forecast is, but this was one of Marie's picks. But I'm not
Oh,
sure. We're
okay.
still too far ahead of ourselves here to get
Hmm.
too much into forecasting for March. But that is one of the ones that might brighten up, and people can kind of keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
I think it just has in the past. I think I've even seen this comet before, and certainly if it was 15th magnitude, I wouldn't have seen it. So.
Hmm.
I think it's one of those ones that kind of brightens as it comes in. March 15th, mid-month, you can try spotting Capella, which is the brightest star in Auriga, with the unaided eye before sunset. That week, it's nice and far from the sun. You didn't want to look anywhere near the sun. So kind of sort of figure out where that is in the sky and put your back to the sun, I think, and then kind of cast your glance up towards that because it is going to be quite some distance. So nowhere near the sun, and uh, ends up being in a bit of a darker spot in the sky, I think, because of that. NGC 244 or 2477. This is another open cluster in Papas, and put this one in because it just barely clears our horizon here. I don't think I'll be able to see it, but I have seen this from far southern latitudes, and that is a fantastic open cluster, especially if you're down in the southern US. Great one to go take a look at.
Yeah, that is quite low for us, but anybody south of 50 degrees, it just gets better the further south you will be. So, yeah,
Yeah, I
add that
think
to the list.
once you're down to anywhere in the States, really, then yeah, it's going to be about 5 or 6 degrees up, and it's a pretty bright one. I forget the magnitude, didn't put that in. March 18th, we have new moon, so great time to start getting it observing. Hopefully by the 18th of March, we're into some pretty nice weather. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Yeah, me too.
On the 19th, we have young crescent moon in the west after sunset. And on the 20th, we have the spring equinox. And on that night, good thing to go take a look at is the Carbon Star V Ophiuchi, which is best in the pre-dawn skies. I have seen this carbon star. This is a great one, just off of, I think it's Zeta Ophiuchi, and really maybe about like 15 or 16 degrees due straight up from Antares when it's near the meridian. March 21st, we have asteroid 20 Massalia at opposition. Magnitude is 8.9. And this is a stony asteroid of the Massalia family, strangely enough, located in the inner region of the asteroid belt. It's about 90 miles in diameter and discovered by Italian astronomer Annibale de Gasperi on 19th September 1852 and named for the city of Marseille in
Hmm.
France. On the 25th, we have the first quarter moon, lunar X, near the crater Werner is visible that night. Same sort of thing as the other lunar X we chatted on. and Lunar Straight Wall. Both those visible in the same night. Not sure if I've seen those on the same night before.
Yeah, that's interesting and I think odd at the same time. I didn't know they were
Yeah,
visible on the same night.
usually it's one night then the other. So what I'm guessing is, I can't remember which is first. I'm guessing one is sort of a very, very early morning and one's sort of a very late evening kind of thing. I'm
Hmm.
guessing.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you're probably
Uh,
right.
yeah, because usually it's one night then the other. But I guess it is possible. There we go.
Hmm.
Asteroid 15 Eunomia is at opposition. That's a large asteroid in the middle of the asteroid belt. Stony, discovered in 1851, again by de Gasperi, and named after the Greek goddess of uh, law and order, I guess is the best way to put it. March 26th, we have Jupiter 4 degrees south of the moon. And I think we do get that one here. So that should be a nice one.
Oh yeah.
And on the 27th, the Longo Montanus ray is visible. And I'm going to put a little finer chart in for that. I hadn't gone to see this one before, but I think I may have seen this one before. There's some beautiful rays. And these rays, Shane, correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially what we're looking at is the ejecta scatter from ancient asteroid and meteor impacts onto the lunar regolith or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, like those would have been massive impacts and would have been like unbelievable to see something like that. But yeah, major impact that left behind some scars.
Mm. And then as that material comes down, it forms like these bands that scoot out across the lunar surface. Kind of neat to hunt down, take a look. I Cancri is a beautiful color double in Cancer. Again, another Cancer object there. So had a whole pile of Cancer and Puppis objects there. People can have a nice view.
Hmm.
March 28th, the jeweled handle is visible on the moon. And I think what we're looking at there is one of the mountain ranges in the upper right quadrant of the moon when you look at it. I've seen that one before, quite lovely as it cuts around one of the giant Maria bays. Very beautiful.
Hmm.
Last thing on the 29th, we have Regulus 4 degrees south of the moon. So that can be a good one. I didn't actually look that one up to see how visible it was here, but I think that one is reasonably close for us. So it should be good. I'm going to look up and see if we have any comments for March 2026. So I know there's some coming up for the month of April, but I don't know. Okay, we're seeing there's a sun grazer comet. Um, yeah, C 2026 A1 May. Have you heard or seen of this one?
No, I have not.
Just trying to get all these ads on Sky and Telescope, which is kind of annoying because I'm a subscriber. Let's see. Magnitude 17, that's pretty faint, but I wonder if it will brighten up. Well, people can maybe try to take a look at that. It's going to be on the Eridanus Fornax border as well. So, yeah, that one is looking kind of faint. But as we get into that month, people can try to go and take a peek at it. Wow, they are really giving me a lot of ads there. But yeah, I don't know. All right. Anything that we that you want to add to the things you can look up and see in the March sky here as I kind of wander through a few comets?
No, no, I think that's a really good list, Chris. And like we said, it'll be posted on actualastronomy.com for reference.
Yeah, and then we have, let's see, R3 Pan Stars um, is coming along, but that's going to be in April, Shane. So yeah, and the only other one I saw was the 2024 E1 Weirschauss, or however you say it, that we talked about at the start of the podcast. That's the only one that seems like it could be a good hit. And I'll tell you, if it is like into the seventh or around seventh magnitude as it comes up out of the southwest and reasonably high in the sky, I mean, that would be worthwhile taking a look at. A seventh magnitude comet is still a nice binocular comet.
Yeah, that's quite bright. There's many comets that never get into that range. So definitely makes it a priority object if it gets there.
Cool. All right. Please subscribe, share the show with other stargazers you know. Send us your show ideas, observations, and questions to actualastronomy@gmail.com.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you are interested in more information, would like to contact us, or if you would like to support the podcast, check out our website, actualastronomy.com.